Hi, everyone. I'm here with Bible Man Bob, our resident theologian.
Bible Man Bob.
And we are looking at Psalm 139. And we already had our study, but during the time we studied, he came up with some very insightful part about the names of God. And I thought that would be really important to post on our Facebook page so you all can hear from this very wise man who had a Holy Spirit movement that helped him make this discovery this day. So I'm going to go ahead and focus it on him, and we're looking at Psalm 139.
In Psalm 139, we find several terms that are used for God, which is interesting because when Moses asked God what God's name was, God's response was Yahweh. Yahweh is a form of the verb to be. In Hebrew, there's no tense, past, present, or future. It is not distinguishable in Hebrew, but they do have completed action or incomplete action. Yahweh is the first person singular of the verb to be in the incomplete form, which means I am, and I always am. I was, I always was, or I will be, I always will be. No ending, incomplete. And the word Yahweh occurs in Psalm 139 in verse 1, in verse 4, and again in verse 21. The word for God, the generic word for God, is Elohim. Elohim is the masculine plural form of the word. Theologians have debated for centuries why it's masculine plural. Some think it might be a reference to the Trinity. There are other possible explanations. But it's the standard word for God, masculine plural, Elohim. But occasionally, it's shortened to the word El, which is also the Hebrew word for strength. And so when we come across the word El, we have to look at the context to see whether it's talking about God or just a generic term for strength. In verse 17 and in verse 23, God is referred to here as El. El is the masculine singular form of the word for God. But in verse 19, the word for God is Eloah. That's the feminine form of the word. The AH ending makes it feminine. And so here God is referred to as a feminine God. So we find in Psalm 139 the God who is both masculine, feminine, and eternal. Always was, always will be, always am.